Welcome to Toffee TV. Now the season is almost here. We've had our last pre-season game. It's transfer deadline day Thursday. Today is Monday. The squad, Baz. Do you think this squad is good enough?
Well, do you? That's the thing.
Okay.
You look scared.
I mean, that was a quick turnabout.
It was.
I look at this squad and I'm slightly worried by the depth of it. I don't think. I was looking at I was on the Everton app and I was just looking at the players in the squad. And once we get past that first 11, it is slightly concerning that. I know it sounds stupid, but and this is the aim of replacing players or just getting the turnaround, is that there's not much like squad depth in terms of senior players. It's a lot of youngsters. So if you go through the team, I mean, obviously we're not going to do everyone, but the senior players like Phil Jagielka, we want them out the side. Leighton Baines, obviously with Digne coming in. But once you start scratching past the surface, you look at the replacements. The replacements are all very, very young, very, very unproven. Sigurdsson's replacement is Kieran Dowell. Richarlison, who's a young lad himself, and Walcott's replacement is Adam Alder-Luchman, possibly Dominic Calvert-Lewin, possibly Dominic Calvert-Lewin for the forward place, Niasse for the forward place, Tom Davies for the Schneidlin-Garner role, Benny Beningame for the Schneidlin-Garner role, right back John Joe Kenny. Holgate is our only centre back replacement as we speak. That worries me. That worries me that if any of these players get injuries, we are going to be relying on a lot of youngsters this season. Yes, youngsters who've played in the Premier League, but we will be relying on a lot of youngsters, and that's concerning at the moment, especially with Bolasie still about, but he's been told he's surplus to requirements. Yes, we've got Sandro again. He's another one, very very unproven. So I mean, that's what concerns me. I mean, how do you feel about that? Besic, but again, he's a player. Will he be here in 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, you look at the team and we need. It's glaringly obvious we need a centre back.
Yeah,
like you said before, we need a centre midfield player for me, definitely, to go into the team. Squad wise, I suppose it's a tough one because the players we've got rid of, I think most people want to just rid of them, and then how do you bridge that gap of being a squad player at a club that isn't really, it's not in Europe, and we don't know where it's going to be this season. And I suppose ideally you want to bring your youngsters through to be part of that, because they're the core of, or should be the core of any side. But you're right, I suppose, in some respects any injury is always going to shine that spotlight on it. I mean, you can look at it the other way. We've brought a young goalkeeper in, so we're well versed at goalkeeper. John Joe Kenny's played at right back before in the Premier League. Seamus is our first choice. We've got Baines and Digne. You would expect it to be Digne and Baines as his backup. Centre back, there's a big hole. You go into midfield, you've got Garner, Schneidlin, Davis, Besic, Beningame. It's short there, without a shadow of a doubt. You've got Gylfi, Kieran Dowell, but then again Luchman could play in that role as well, I suppose. Davis, there's players, but you shoe on and that, aren't you? So I suppose it's unlikely we're going to bring in more than 3. It might be 1, it might be 2. So if we were to bring a centre back and a centre midfield player in, would you still have those? I suppose you would still have those concerns, because the players you mentioned were not going to be replaced.
Well, I look at a game and I think, if you've got a tight game and you're looking to the bench to change things, how do we change things around? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Luchman, Niasse. They're really only the 3, aren't they? That in terms of attacking wise. I know we've got players, Dowell for that Sigurdsson role, yes, but
Bolasie,
that's what I'm saying. There's not a. It's harder, isn't it? I mean, if we bring in a centre back, then okay, you've got the option, and you've got the likes. You've got players on the bench. That might be a half decent mix of players there. There's sort of, if we get, let's say we get a 24, 25, or let's just say, then you've got a cross spectrum, I suppose. You've got an older fella, a younger fella, and two in the middle.
Yeah.
Left back, yes, younger, and you know. So yeah, I just think that I just look at it and think,
where are you really?
Everywhere, honestly, everywhere, all over the pitch.
Well, you're not right because you're not worried about right back, are you?
But I am, because I don't know. I'm worried all over, honestly. I'm worried all over that a couple of injuries, and you're looking at it and going, we're relying on kids too much.
But then how do you bridge? How are you bridging that then? Are you saying that we shouldn't have been getting rid of the players we've got rid of?
No, not at all. I think a lot of those players were done. I just
So at this moment in time, I suppose there's not really much we can do about the squad.
Only if you. I suppose it's a case of buying players who are coming in as squad players, or you bring.
What's the point in that almost?
Because you do though. You've got to buy players who are going to be part of your squad.
Well, I look at Spurs, right, and they've got good players, but their squad depth isn't great. People talk about them having the weakest squad depth. You know, look at Liverpool, look at Klopp, the way he done it. I mean, for a few years, he was saying they had 14 players, and the rest were just kids and whatever. So it's hard when you're.
Listen, it's all ifs and buts. It is all about, you know, if Everton could keep the majority of that team's fit all season, and without having Europe and things, then it might be plausible. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's worst case scenario,
of course.
But listen, on the plus side, the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the likes of Tom Davies, the likes of John Joe, they've got Premier League experience under the belts, so they know how to deal with that. There's also senior players still around who can talk to these players and help them, and there's leaders from that point of view. So I'm not massively worried about like that first 11. Obviously we need the players we need, we know what we need. I just think I'm a little bit worried that once you scratch the surface, and you're right, the best way to get squad players is by better players and make
the first
some of your first team players squad players, which is that's obviously the way you should do it. That's the way you should do it. You know, you should make
Baines becomes
then you
make
like Schneidlin a squad player, and even you saying, well, you know, Garner needs to up and I suppose. And listen, this is touching wood. When someone like James McCarthy comes back, if he can be fit, if is a big word, then suddenly you've got a player there. You go, well, actually you can rely on him. But I think that's the problem we fell in last season. We were like, well, as soon as we get Chambers back, and as soon as we get Balassi back, and as soon as James McCarthy's fit, will be sound. But it doesn't always go like that. Listen, I think it's a concern, and I think by bringing a couple of players in this week, maybe 2 or even 3 if we could, even if they were on loan, then suddenly the squad looks a lot healthier. And I know they do want them, so from that point of view, it's just a concern. I felt like I had to get it out, and I feel better for getting it out. Baz, thanks for sharing.
You know, we feel a bit of catharsis.
There you go. Listen, let us know your thoughts in the comments about the squad size, the depth, and also the quality. How do you feel we are shaping up going into the season? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.